Hi, and welcome back to another car conversation. Happy Fantastic Friday to each and every one of you. I don't know about you, but this has been a long week. It's been a productive week, as always, but a long week nonetheless. But the weekend is here, y'all. It's time to relax, let your hair down, put your feet up, sip some iced tea, some lemonade, do a mix if you like, and just relax for the next couple of days before we have to go back to work on Monday. But while we're waiting to do that, let me share today's car conversation with you. And I'm going to be talking about when you want peace, power, and progress. I'm going to share 9 things with you that you need to be conscious of. And if you're doing these things, then you need to stop doing them. So number 1, arguing with fools. Not everyone deserves a response. Do you know, I have always been the one who, when somebody opens their mouth and says something that I don't like, I have a response. And some of my comebacks are not things that I can share with you all because I've already repented for them, so I'm not going to share them again and have to re-repent. But I have come to understand that I don't have to entertain stupid people. I just don't. Let people say whatever they want to say. Yes, it's going to bother you inside. Yes, your mind is going to say, oh my goodness, I just feel like, and then you fill in the blank. But don't do it. Don't do it. Let them say what they want to say, think what they want to think, because you don't have to entertain every conversation. You don't have to entertain everything that people say about you. You don't even have to entertain folks when they tell lies about you. I know we want to, but you don't really need to waste your time doing that, especially if you're looking for peace and progress. Number 2, chasing people who ignore you. Respect isn't something that you have to beg for. It should never be. If you have to beg for respect from someone or people in general, then cut them off. They have no place in your life. You should never have to beg for respect. Now, if you become disrespectful, I will let you know that disrespectful tone or behavior is not acceptable to me. And if you want to continue talking to me or being in my presence, you need to fix it, because otherwise I will cut you off. But never will I beg anybody to respect me. I would rather cut you off and be by myself before I do that. Number 3, breaking your values to fit in. If you have to shrink, it's not your place. If you've ever found yourself having to put your values, your beliefs, and all that kind of stuff on a shelf so that you can fit in with the people right here, that's not your circle, sweetie. That is not your circle. It may be the in crowd, and you may want to fit in, but those aren't the people that you should be associating yourself with. Cut them off. Cut your loss and move on about your business. Find you a group of people that share the same values that you do. See, I shouldn't have to. Now, let me say this, because y'all know me. I listen. I don't judge. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't get high. I don't do any of that. And I do know people that do all those things. Some individually, some all of them at one time. But those are just not the people for me to hang out with. We're cool. When I see you, hey, how you doing? What's up? You know, all that good stuff. But for us to hang out, like I don't do bars. So never could you call me and say, hey, Cheryl, come on, let's go to a bar. No, because that's not my thing. Like I said, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And I'm just not interested in that atmosphere. So why should I put my beliefs on the shelf, or why should I put on the shelf God's word? Let me say that, because oftentimes we do that too to fit in with a certain group of people. If they're not on the same level that you're on, and you all are not equally yoked, then that's not the crowd for you. Number 4, over-explaining yourself. The right people don't need extra words. Have you ever noticed how when people want to fit in, they over-explain themselves? And you don't have to. As I talked about with the respect thing, if I tell you, look, I demand respect because I give respect, that's all I need to say. I don't have to give you a whole litany of why I demand respect. I'm going to put it out there. It is what it is. If you choose not to abide by what I say, then I'm cutting you off. It's as simple as that. I don't owe you anything else. And just like if somebody asks you, well, what are you doing with your life? I don't owe you all of that. That's none of your business. I can show you better than I can tell you, but stop feeling like you have to explain everything to everybody, because you just don't need to do that. Number 5, wasting time on things you can't control. Energy is your currency. Spend it wisely. And I talk about this a lot. We spend way too much time on things we can't control. We spend way too much time. As I'm doing this video and I'm looking up at the sky, it's quite dark. It's 79 degrees, but it's quite dark as I'm looking up in the sky. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to rain or where they're calling for a storm or what. But I would be wasting my time sitting here worrying about what the weather's going to be an hour from now or 2 hours from now, unless it was going to impact something I needed to do. Then that's something different. Otherwise, why am I worrying about something I have no control over? I don't control the weather. I don't control how people think. I don't control what they do, other than how I allow them to affect me. But otherwise, I'm not worrying myself over things that I have no control over. We all have a family member, sometimes 2, 3, or 4, that they just insist on not doing right. And I get it. As a parent, you love your kids, you want the best for them, but you can't control their behavior. So why are you worrying about how they choose to live their lives? Pray about it. We serve a big God. You know that, I know that, we know that. Pray for them and then keep it moving. Ask God to keep his hand on them and keep it moving. But stop worrying about things that you can't control. Number 6, complaining with no action. I love this one. Talking solves nothing. Doing solves everything. If you're going to complain about it, but yet you're not going to fix it, then you are the problem. It's not the situation, the circumstance, or those individuals. It's you. Because all you do is complain, but you're not doing anything to make change. If you're not going to try and change it, and you may not be able to, but at least you tried. But if you're not even going to try, then keep it zipped. Keep it zipped. Because you don't need to complain about stuff that you're not willing to do anything about. That's like people who complain about the politicians that we have in office, but they don't go and vote. That's a problem. Because you can be the change that you want to see, but you're not going to be, because all you want to do is complain about it. Get out there and vote. If you don't like who's in the various offices right now, then the next term, vote. When you have local elections, vote. But don't sit there and do nothing, and then you want to run your mouth and complain about it, especially not to me, because I'm going to have some words for you. Even though I did open up with not having to, what did I say, argue with fools. Yeah, we're not going to argue, but I'm going to tell you about yourself. Let me move on. Number 7, comparing your path to others. Their timeline isn't your deadline. I've talked about this before. We have got to stop comparing ourselves to other people. Their journey is not your journey. Your journey is not my journey. Just like my journey is not your journey either. So we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people. Too often, and I've seen people do this, they'll look and say, wow, so-and-so has everything. They have the perfect relationship. They have the perfect marriage. They have the perfect children, whoop-de-woo, the perfect house, the car, all of that, the job, you name it. Well, their journey is not your journey. That's why some people become millionaires almost overnight, and others, they may have to work 10, 15, 20 years to get to the same point. Well, that person that achieved their wealth overnight, maybe it was money that was given to them by a family member. Maybe they inherited that money. So you say, wow, they got it just like this, or they hit the lottery. But I had to work 10, 15, 20 years to get what they just got just like that. But again, their timeline is not your deadline. However God chooses to bless them, that's what he chose for them. God has something else for you in store. See, God may have given them theirs quickly because he knows they're ready for it. They're ready to manage it and maintain it. And they have the right heart, mind, and spirit for it, but he can't give it to you just like that because you're not quite ready. He's still working on you. He's still working with you. Your mind is not ready for all of that money. He knows you're going to get it, and bam, it's going to be gone just like that because you're going to be out there handing out money to your family and friends, being Mr. and Mrs. Big Time. So again, stop comparing yourself to other people. And let me end on this thought too. Whenever you see somebody else's life, especially on social media, and it looks like it's perfect, and you go, wow, I wish I had their lives, always remember that everybody has a backstory. You don't know the hell that they may be going through. Even though they put on that face, they put on that perfect lip gloss, that eyeshadow, that mascara, those eyelashes, that weave, that hat, or whatever it is they have on, and they look good. You don't know the hell that they're dealing with. You don't know that they're robbing Peter to pay Paul every month to make their bills get their bills paid. You don't know that they have a spouse or significant other that just can't do right. You don't know that their kids are not aspiring to do anything or be anything, even though they've poured into them. You just don't know. So when you see people that have all of this stuff, I just say, Lord, continue to bless them. And I know my time is coming. I'm waiting on my blessing, but I don't want to be like them. I don't want to travel down the road that they went down, because you don't know what road they had to take to get there. There are some people right now who have an account full of money because they were involved in an accident. And you might say, well, shoot, I just need me a good accident. Well, guess what? They have that big sum of money because maybe they're paralyzed from the waist down. A very, very nice church member of mine passed away a couple of years ago. And when I tell you, Sydney was always the life of the party. To know him was to love him. He was involved in a car accident that had nothing to do with him. He was rear-ended, sitting in a tunnel in traffic. And because of that, he became paralyzed from the waist down. He was an active person throughout the church, throughout his community. And just like that, all of that was taken away from him. So we have to be careful about wanting something that other people have, because you don't know the price they had to pay to get it. Let me move on. Number 8, trusting everyone too quickly. Guard your circle like your future depends on it, because it does. You've got to guard your circle. Let me tell you this. When I meet people, I pray and I ask God to reveal anything about that individual that I need to know. You can't be invited in my inner circle without some serious prayer and fasting. I promise you that. Because I realize that people show you what they want you to see. And just because that person is smiling and being nice and kind doesn't mean they're necessarily a nice person. So y'all need to stop trying to trust people too quickly. You go out here and you meet this guy, this woman, and all of a sudden, by the 3rd date, you in love, and oh my God, this is the one for me, and not knowing the skeletons they have in their closet, not knowing the kind of person that they really are. So be careful about that. And then number 9, living for instant gratification. Easy now usually means empty later. So again, that's self-explanatory. Always wanting things right now. I don't know about you all, and I know some people may say, couldn't be me, but I would rather work hard for everything that I have than to just get it like that. Because when you work hard for something, it really makes you appreciate it, because you poured your blood, sweat, and tears into that thing. And so, like I said, you appreciate it so much more. And we tend to not take things for granted that we had to work hard for. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for that instant gratification. Now, that's it, y'all. That's all I have. I want to say thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you, to encourage you, to motivate, and to inspire you, because that is my goal. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations, i.e. because I'm sitting in my truck, and I do them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So make sure you come back tomorrow for another bit of inspiration and motivation. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to my channel. tap the bell, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm and more people are able to see my videos when you do that. And so for those of you that already have done those things, I thank you so very much. If this isn't your first rodeo, welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Listen, go out there, enjoy the rest of this day, enjoy this weekend, have fun no matter where you go or what you do. Have fun, but be careful and stay safe, okay? Now, you know the drill and you definitely know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing that you can ever do to change that. I love you. This is why I encourage you. This is why I motivate and inspire you, because I know there's some good things in you that are just waiting to come out. I believe in you, and I'm not going to give up on you, so don't you give up on you. Love you all. We'll talk again tomorrow.